Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I got my $1,000 in singles and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. This week's tip: people are concerned about germs on their bills, and one of the things people are doing is they're putting their money in the microwave. Don't put your money in the microwave. Now, it seems like such a simple thing. Why wouldn't you put money in the microwave if you wanted to irradiate whatever is on it? Um, because the Federal Reserve actually uses um, metal in the ink. When they count the bills, there's basically a magnet to verify that the bills are legitimate. So with metal in the ink, if you put the bills in the microwave, well, you might as well put a fork in the microwave. Don't do it. Don't put your money in the microwave. Just leave your stacks set aside for a few days and everything should be okay. So that's my hint for this week. Don't microwave your money. I don't believe I have to say that out loud. All right. $1,000 in singles. I went through those. Actually, I went through these singles while I was watching Confrontational Nonconformist, and I was sorting my bills while those guys were sorting their pennies. So yes, this is the batch I sorted. So if you watch that live stream of his, then you'll know some of the stuff that's coming, but I didn't tell all of it. All right, get these out of the way, and let's take a peek. Fairly good sized stack, but you'll see why. First bill I got here, this one was interesting to me. 34, 34, 87, 87. I've seen a lot of these bills on eBay. People are selling these as 4 pairs. Now, generally, when I have 4 pairs, I like it to be 3, 3, 4, 4, 8, 8, 7, 7. That's how I think of it, as 4 pairs. But I've seen a lot like this on eBay. Thought it was neat, and the bill was crisp, so I pulled it just to show. I did mention on that live stream I found another stripper note. Yep, this one is soaked with baby oil. It's dry now, but I mean, it just has a very funky, clear texture to it. Yeah, that's a baby oil note. Definitely a strip club note. Did find a couple of Where's George's. Track this bill at where'sgeorge.com. Where's George is a cool website where you can see where your bills have been. Did find another one. I've seen this logo here before for Where's George, so I know I've encountered this particular person before, not necessarily this bill. But like I said, with those two, I will log it in on Where's George. Now, I got to set some of this stuff down here because I did have an interesting find. You'll notice all of these are brand new crisp bills. And whenever you've got brand new crisp bills like that, they're probably going to be in order. So let's take a peek at that serial number. 31344431. So yeah, that's a trinary. And if that's a trinary and I have a stack of bills like this, odds are I'm going to have a bunch of 4 in a row as well. So let's just quickly fan through these. There's 3134443, so that's a trinary. 34 makes a trinary. And then we've got quad 4s. And of course, quad 4s. And it's a trinary. Quad 4s, and a trinary. Another trinary, but this one has 5 4s in a row. And then, of course, quads, and quads, and quads, and quads, and quads, and quads. So yeah, I had to save that stack there. Normally I don't save consecutive bills, but when you find stuff like this, yeah, that's when it's worth saving, not just your random consecutive bills. I mentioned before, if you want consecutive numbers, you can always go to the bank, ask for a brand new strap, but sometimes you find cool stuff like that. So, all right, I've got some regular trinaries. Now, I always make mention that I don't mention things that are one-off. For instance, this particular bill is a trinary. It is 3s, 5s, and 9s as far as a trinary goes. This was a poor example of that one, but this one's still a trinary. I'll get to that one in a second. This is the one I was talking about. Also a trinary, 5s, 6s, and 0s. Now, I try not to sit there and say, oh, it's one off, it's one off. And this is a prime example. This bill is one off of a binary, all 5s and 6s. But because it's one off, It's not a binary. I don't save one-offs. If a bill is one-off of something, if it's one-off of a radar or one-off of a repeater, I don't save that. I've got enough bills that I save for all kinds of reasons. I'm not going to save something that's close but not. Now this bill, though, is a trinary. So because it's a trinary, I will save this particular one. Next up, I got another trinary, another one, same case here. 8s, 4s, and 5s. It has 1 5 on there, so it is a one-off. I'm not saving it because it's one-off. I'm saving it because it's a trinary. I just knew that I had a couple of these in here. That's why I wanted to make a point of that. This one's pretty interesting. 0s, 6s, and 8s. Got quad zeros and a fifth zero in there as well. Not in the greatest of shape, but interesting number. And this one has 4 1s at the back. It has the fifth one there, also a trinary, 0s, 1s, and 5s. And wait a second, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, quad 3s on this particular one. This one has 5 1s, ending in 5 1s right there. And this particular one has 5 3s. Now, 5 1s, 5 3s, and in the stack of uncirculateds, I had 5 4s. So I had 3 5 of a kinds in this pull, and I'm lucky to get one. So that was a pretty good pull. This starts off my stars. I'll put these in my stack so I can run all my stars together. So we'll see what comes out of them. And I did find quite a few. I mean, I've had times where I was only finding 1 or 2. Did find older notes. 1999. 1999 as well. Now, I tend to save all my 1999s and older just because you don't see them very often at all. Since I've been doing that, I've noticed that I haven't seen very many 2001 notes as well, so I might start saving those as well. Especially since the way things are going, people are going to a cashless society more so than ever. So finding the older notes, well, you may not have a chance to do that anymore. This one's from 1995. Very good paper quality on that one. Another 1995. Decent shape. Another 1995. Another 1995. So it was a good pull for the 95s. 1993, not in the greatest of shape, but 93 is one of those notes that is fairly rare. You don't see a lot of the 93s. And the oldest note in the group, I made mention of this on the stream when I found it, a 1977A. Notes from the 70s, very difficult to come by. You just don't see them very often. Normally notes singles anyway, only last about 7 months in circulation. So to pull something from the 70s is a great pull. All right, so that's what I found out of this week's strap search. I don't know if I can call what I'm going to show you next paper money. In fact, I can't call it paper money because it says right on it that it's a coin. Let me show you what I've got. This is a Goldback. This is one Utah Goldback. I have to be careful how I say it because it's not a $1 Goldback. It is one Utah Goldback. Nowhere on here is there a dollar sign. And this is actually legal money in Utah. If I zoom in right here, you can see for circulation in Utah. All right, so what is this really? This is actually an official currency in Utah. It's supposed to be paper money. I'll take one of these out of the sleeve. I've got 20 of them here. You can see they are very flexible. And this is not one of those cheap gold foil notes that you see all over eBay. This is actually the real deal. Now, if we look on it, I can zoom in here. Privately issued, not US dollar legal tender. US and international patents pending, and of course it does have a serial number. And the one that I pulled out and put in the case, if I look at that one, you can see the serial number on that one is 89988. Yes, I did pull a binary as far as my Utah Goldbacks go. Now, the whole point of the Utah Goldback was to have some type of currency that wasn't exactly paper money. This is based on gold. That's why it's called a Goldback. If I was to show you the back, it's just an impression of the sheet itself. There is texture to it. So there's nothing much on the back. It's just the reverse of the front. Now, what also makes it interesting is, well, here's the 2019 as far as what that is, and I don't know what else is going to be visible on there. Real tough to see there. But also on the bottom, it specifies this gold coin. Okay, so it's technically a coin, which is all part of the way to make it legal. If they were to use the phrase dollar, if they were to use a dollar sign, then it would be confused with actual American currency, thus making it illegal. But since it just has a denomination, one, it doesn't say dollar, it doesn't have a dollar sign, it doesn't have anything that would ever confuse it with U.S. currency, that makes this legal. But once again, we're going back in here. This gold coin contains, you see that? Contains 1/1000th of a troy ounce of 24 karat gold. So this bill is not backed by gold. I want to stress that. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by any money in a bank anywhere. This bill is made with 1/1000th of a troy ounce of actual 24 karat gold. Now, the other thing that makes this special is that 24 karat gold is, you are able to retrieve that 24 karat gold. You can get it back out of the notes. So if you had 1,000 of these, you'd be able to technically shred the notes, do whatever you had to do, and you could recoup the 1 ounce of gold. That's where these come into play. Because if you had 1 ounce of gold, well, 1 ounce of gold is very difficult to spend. A 1 ounce gold coin is yay big, and you can't spend it anywhere because 1 ounce of gold is $1,700. However, 1/1000th of an ounce of gold, or I should say 1 Goldback, that has a value, well, the exchange rate is roughly $2.75 to $1 US. So the exchange rate's a little bit more than the price of gold, but this is a way that you can actually spend 1 ounce of gold. These are in circulation in Utah, and a few other states are taking them. And since they are essentially gold, technically anybody that wants gold should be willing to take them. I haven't tried to spend them. I'm just fascinated by the fact that something like this exists. So I decided to pick up a few of them. Like I said, I'm not going to spend it. I just think they're neat. So that's the $1 Utah Goldback. That's all I got to say about those. I had to get one since I've got all kinds of other currency. But like I said, technically this is a coin. This gold coin. All right, guys. If you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks a lot.